Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager. It's episode 77. 5 races to go in the season. And we're going to head to China, the Beijing Grand Prix, and it looks like we are in for some rain for this one in practice, qualifying, and the race itself. So it looks like there might be a little bit less rain during the race, so it could dry out. Fuel burns low, tire wear is medium. It's going to be a 29 lap race. Still struggling financially and on the verge of going broke. Things are going to be really tight here. Now, if we're expecting rain, I think we're not going to have much time for a long medium run, so I'm going to stick with just the one set of medium tires, and that'll be for race day only. I will take 3 sets of softs, and then I'll take everything I can super soft wise, just in case we get some dry runs in qualifying, and if we get some short runs during the race where the track dries out for a little bit and then it starts raining again. Herta's car right now set for a potential 13th place finish, while Verstappen is set for 15th. And there's been no change to parts for a good while now, as I've had no new parts because, you know, that whole we're going broke thing. Most of the parts now are at or close to 100% on reliability. And a lot of the parts are maxed out on their performance, but not quite all. So that's kind of the one area where we still have a little bit of growth potential. So these last couple races, it's been Herta with the somewhat better car, but it still, for the most part, has been Verstappen outscoring his teammate most of the year. 8th place in the Constructors for him, in the Drivers' Championship. And we are well above our 8th place expected Constructors finish as we head here at around 14 of 18 on the season. Okay, so it's dry for a very short period of time, so I'm going to try to get both cars out on the softest compound, whatever that was. Definitely not the mediums. Super softs, there we go. Good performance gains. And Herta actually getting even more than Verstappen, so there's no excuse if Herta finishes behind Verstappen in the race. They're both supposed to be equally adept drivers. He's got the better car, the better effect from the weight stripping. Okay, so race trim, and what are you working on? Qualifying trim. So they'll split that strategy. That is okay. We'll try to get that level 1 bonus. It looks like it will dry out again at about the 10-minute mark. longer tracks, and here comes the rain. Okay, we've got a lot of work to do on the setup. One lap around was 8%. But I say 29 laps for this race. But that's softs aren't really going to make it, but I do expect that rain. It looks like we could just about squeeze our way on a one-stopper on intermediates if it stayed at that level throughout the wets. Same gap, but that all depends on how the weather is. I have a feeling we're going to bob kind of in and out of the rain the way we are here in practice. Now would be a good time to start getting the intermediates prepared. That's very quick. Alright, so back to the car setup. Let's get that sorted out. Alright, so good on the downforce. Poor on the speed balance, and handling is okay. That all a shot. Similar. Alright. Looks like I went the right way for everything. Nice, okay. So good to great. Go that a little bit further. Handling went from okay to good, so we need that to go a little bit further. And great, huh? That might be too much. Maybe mess with camber a little bit. Still in the wet, so we'll get you back out on the wets. Ooh, nice. 2 excellents already. Just the handling to work on. We went from okay to good. Make sure we keep that locked down. We'll give that a shot right there. Okay, we should actually be on wets here, but it's not going to last long, so we'll stick with the intermediates. Max nearly locked in, 98% now. And apparently, can't even hardly tell the difference here. There. We'll give that a shot. Send you out there for 3 laps. %for Herta as well. We're still on great, and I have a feeling we're going in the right direction, so down for us. There we go, 16.1. Send you out there for an extended run, basically until it dries out. Looks like the intermediates run cold. That's good. Ooh, fastest Sector 2 and Sector 3 for Verstappen on intermediates. And there were some dry laps in there somewhere. Okay, we'll be switching back over. How are we looking on the intermediates? Oh, not quite level 3. I really would like that level 3 because that's probably what we're going to be on for the race. I'll leave them out there a little bit longer until we can get that. There we go. Alright, bring them both in. Switch back to the Super Softs. Alright, Max, good to go. We're all smiles here. And let's see here. 3 laps. And back onto the Super Softs. Six purple smiley faces. That's what I like to see. Alright, 12 laps. Super Softs. And go get them. 1. Level 2. Comes level 3 on the qualifying and the race trim. And level 3. Final minute. Okay. We're not going to get soft bonuses with only 1 minute to go, so I'll just let it run through. Time's up. Alright, we did good. Used tires, Max goes 6th fastest. Without any sort of push whatsoever. Herta, of course, was the one working the race trim, so I can understand why he's a bit further down. Full fuel load. Well, not full, but heavier. Alright, we are dry until about 5.5 minutes in, which means we need to get our laps in right away. Because I don't know if it's going to dry back out at the end. So no delay. We go first thing. Both cars at 98%. That could be better, but it is all smiley faces, all purple smiley faces. There's not enough straights here to get this sorted out. We're running out of time. Tire temps are still very, very cold here. Trusted that we were going to get through that braking zone here without too much overheating, but the brakes just shot right up. We did get the tire temps just up through this area here where we needed them, so we got perfect on the tire temps, but it did overheat the brakes just a little bit in doing that by continuing to push through here instead of backing off. I didn't quite see where Herta ended up, but Verstappen, we got him close. Herta purple in Sector 1 at the moment. Verstappen is 2/10 off, so Herta is no longer fastest, but he's still nearly fastest. It is Carlagata, of course, who is on top. Again, Herta fastest at Sector 2, but I see why now. We're the first one to hit Sector 2. Verstappen's the second one to hit Sector 2. It is Carlagata who's then the third one to hit it and immediately taking over. So no, we are not going to be near the top. Verstappen comes in 0.2 of a second slower than Colton Herta. So again, no surprise on that. Herta has the better car. Should be a little bit faster than Herta is, quarter of a second to be exact. Big gap to Diaz Sanchez. And remember, it is going to rain here really soon, and no, it's not going to dry back out. So one shot for this first round of qualifying. Let's go ahead and speed through it. There's the rain. Times are going to get slower, and Verstappen looks like he might just have made it out of Q1. Meanwhile, Herta is solidly in P10. Yeah, they're white times. They're on intermediate tires. Those guys aren't going faster. And there's no reason to go back out there. Ooh, heavy rain here at the end of the session. See if that continues on to session number 2. So it's Nordstrom, Marilainen, Nakashita, Fuoku, and Diaz Sanchez, the two Renaults, both out here in Q1 near the back. One of the Primas makes it through Valdez all the way up in P9. One of the Ferraris, Leclerc, all the way down in P13. That's pretty close. 5/100ths. Oh, that's 10th to 11th. That's actually a lot closer. 2/100ths. 15th to 16th. So Max barely makes his way out of Q1 and into Q2, and 5 minutes later, the track has dried out. Fully dry, and looks to stay that way. So we're going to stay put for a little bit, continue to monitor the weather. Suppose I could make 2 runs. I have the tires for it. But I don't want to get out of Q2 here, so I'll just take what we get. And there you go, there's a little bit of grip now. And it is going to stay dry all the way through Q2. That's close enough. I don't want to get out of Q1. I mean Q2. I really don't want to deal with the tire complications. Of course, the race could start wet, and everybody then gets free choice of tires. Okay, I get the tire temps up a lot closer earlier on here, and it's allowing me to work my way through this. Perfect on the tire temps, brakes, same. Look at Max going. Having Max go a little bit later because Colton has the slightly better car, so there's a little more grip for Max to try to even it out. Have them both on the same footing. Herta, I will try to, when I can, keep an eye on his lap time. 1/10 off the pace, which, by the way, the other 13 cars have all been out on their first lap already, so we are comparative to their times. So 1/10 off the pace is actually a fantastic first sector. Okay, that didn't quite come together. I was closer on keeping the brake temps less overheated, but it brought my tire temps down to where we still ended up cold. Probably not going to be a great lap. Herda, oh, so close, really? Really? Yeah, well, yeah, I couldn't beat Leclerc either. No. Max also 1/10 off at the end of the first sector. Seem to be losing a lot more down the stretch, though. 6/10 off, second sector. 37 seconds left, so this is it. I do not get a second lap. Here I don't have to worry about him being out. And Max, 1/10 off his teammate. So we're going to start from P14, P15. Stoffel Van Dorn goes from P11 all the way up to P3 on that last lap, but also just ruined their race by having a W set of super softs. Harrell looks like they have the same. Newgarden, Markosov looks like they're bettering their times right now. So we are joined by Carlos Sainz Jr. in the Williams, Ocon in the Force India, and Leclerc as those who are eliminated from Q2. A little strange, or a lot strange, to see a Ferrari go out. Especially a driver such as Leclerc, who has shown himself in real life this season to be a far better driver than his teammate, beating him again and again, and only team orders have held him back at any time. Team orders and team strategy for Ferrari that's been very, very questionable at times. I understood the orders in the last race, where it was made more sense to try the one-stopper and come out on the mediums, which had him in a good position. But then when the safety car came out, that changed things, and that's unforeseeable. You don't predict that you're going to get a safety car in that situation. All right, Q3. Valdez again on the softs. Apparently did not bring enough super softs. Not sure how Valdez in the Prima gets through, unless that's not the case. Unless Valdez is on in the Ferrari now, and it is Leclerc riding for Prima. Did they have a driver swap? It's possible. Harold didn't complete a time and had horribly used soft tires. Not sure what happened on that one, but there you go. It is Lando Norris on pole by a slim margin, 25 milliseconds over Carlagata. And then Mick Schumacher in third, who of course in real life now in F2 and garnering a lot of attention, largely due to that family name. But the only first-year driver in F2 that is regularly competing in and around the top 8. Alright, so it looks like we're going to open the race in the rain, on the damps, and that is intermediate weather up until about the halfway point, and then it's going to dry out. So it looks like we're going to be on a one stint for intermediates. I'm going to go ahead and take the bonus on those and the race trim because I don't know what we're going to go on after, and super softs certainly aren't going to make it the distance from there. So really, no, oh boy, cancel grid. Ooh, these guys are all locked. They're unlocked. They're unlocked because it's raining. So they're all on softs. Softs. Valdez used softs. And that is Prima for Valdez. That is Ferrari for Leclerc. No, there was not a swap. Their colors of red are very close to one another. Nobody's on intermediates. No one. So no, I'm not going to go on intermediates. I need to go with the rest of the field. I don't have a soft bonus. I do have a super soft bonus, but I'm only going to get about 9 laps out of those. And I would need a 2 stopper. I wonder if I get 9, 18, it leaves about 11. That's if I get 9. If I only get 8, 16, that would leave me with 13. That's still, and I have 2 sets for both of them. But maybe I open on the softs and then go to the super softs. Yeah, that's a strategy right there. So I'm going for a 2-stopper today. Softs to super softs. It looks like the rain is going to stay to that point where we don't need to go on intermediates, but it's going to get awfully close. And we'll see if cars do change over. I think you're going to lose a lot more time. Do I split my guys on strategy so I don't have to worry about double stacking? That is a thought, because we are certainly in the same spot with very similar cars, which means they're not intermediates. Super soft. Thinking about starting one of the cars on the super softs and then going to the softs and then back to the super softs, which will alter their strategy enough where the only time they're in the same position at the same time on the track will be the last stop, which you would figure by then we're going to be spread out far enough and not be neck and neck. All right, Max. Let's do it. Super softs for you. The only car on the track. You're gonna have to fight your way through some traffic, including your teammate off the line, but he should be able to take him, even though he's starting from 15th and Herta from 14th. That does put Verstappen on that next row behind. But you can see the way the grid's set here. It's just going to be, behind here. Take off to the left. Actually, no, it's behind right here, because there they are. Hopefully Verstappen can take him on the line. Alright, so that's what we're doing. Let's go for it. It's time to go racing. Chinese Grand Prix here in Beijing. Light rain. Every team going for the bold strategy. 5 lights are up and out. Let's go racing. We ride on board with Colton Herta. He gets the better start off the line. Verstappen a little bit slow, loses a place. There's a big lockup for the Prima as Valdez goes back to 19th. Diaz Sanchez actually further behind, so he had problems off the line as well. And unfortunately, we've not had a very good start with either car, but Herta, good move to the inside on that one, gains a few positions. Here comes Max finally making a move on the Super Softs, one of only 2 cars in the field, and they're lining in 18th also on the Super Soft to start the race. And now we're starting to get a little bit of spray, but we're still just damp, so everybody on the correct tires right now. Nobody should be stopping at this point to change tires, and no, they do not. So Herta in 16th. Herta in 16th, Verstappen up to 13th and continuing to move forward. Let's ride with him. Took the long way around that turn, and that slowed him down a little bit as he was having a look at Giovinazzi in 12th. He's got the inside track. Can you keep the position? Good. All right, here comes the first cries for enters. We'll see if anyone is pitting in this time. I'm definitely not planning to. We're still only on damp. Alright, Max just about into the happy zone on these tires, so I might have him back off here soon. But kind of the nice thing is it is damp, so it's helping with the cooling. And nobody pits. Nobody pit that time. Max again around the outside of turn 1 on now Harrell, who's in 12th instead of Giovinazzi. And again, it costs him considerable time. And a near pass here, Carlos Sainz on that same corner. Finally, Max gets to the inside and makes a move for P12. And right now, neither car being damaged by the fact that they're pushing. Fuel wear is only negative 0.10. And the tires are in the happy zone. They are going to burn down a little bit faster. Max, we're going to use ERS for the first time. Hey, I hit stop. What the heck? Herta, meanwhile, in P15. Just over 2 seconds between the two cars. Max gets a look to the inside here. Still to the outside. Coming off the corner, I was going to use a little ERS to cement the position, but he had already had the door closed on him by Giovinazzi. So it's not going to happen this time. Let's go neutral. So those tires don't overheat. Okay, we're still just damp. The track is not wet. It looks like it's going to pick up. The rain is going to pick up again around lap 15. And it's going to come in a little bit harder this time. You can definitely see the, again, Max constantly going to the outside there at turn 1. That's really slowing him down. But here he goes. Having a look. Switch back. Yes. But now you're on the outside. He's got to tuck back in. Giovinazzi's been hard for us. Herta going backwards down to P17, but Marilainen is on the super softs. Now pressure coming from behind for Max, but he's able to defend and keep P12. No benefit this time of the Q3 curse, as everyone got that free choice of tires today. Herta caught in traffic. Got about 5 cars stacked up in a very short period of time. Fuoku and Valdez are pitting. Are they pitting for intermediates? They are. They are pitting for intermediates, and I think this is going to be costly because you can see the track's not going to get much more wet than it is now until about lap 17. That's after things dry out for a good while in between. There's no reason to pit. No reason to pit. However, tires are going to run out well before lap 17. So, there is going to be a pit stop necessary, it looks like. Tires starting to overheat. Let's cool those off. Both drivers at negative 0.22 on the fuel wear, even though we've been pushing the entire race so far. Whoa, and how does he keep going? How did he have that much momentum? He used a lot of ERS, but he had stopped using ERS well before. Let's complete this double pass here. Maybe a triple. Nice. Triple overtake for Max Verstappen, following suit there with Sainz, and we're putting pressure on the two Force Indias now as well. 10th and 16th. 33% on the tire wear. It looks like we're only going to get about one more lap here. Can you recover? No, he's going to lose it around the outside of turn 1, I think. No, he does not. He hangs on to the position. Oh, don't lose that one as well. And that one. Come on. Come on, Max. There you go. Get back up there. Okay. So, that is going to be intermediate weather from about lap 17 on. We're on lap 8. So, another set of super softs will take us to 16, and then we'll have to go to the intermediates there. Alright, let's go ahead and ride with... Oh, not the spot I thought we were on. Not near the front straight yet. Still on the large back S's here. Alright, Colton moves up spot. Meanwhile, Max has a good pit stop there. Good pit stop for him. But he comes out in 20th place with Fuoku and Valdez, the only ones who have pit so far, and Max should move back ahead of them. The track is damp right now. I think Colton, well, actually that depends because we can see we're already at 35%. If we were on mediums, we could make it until we need to go on the intermediates. But I think on the softs we might be in a little bit of trouble on that, and it could be way too early and way too dry to try to go to the intermediates early. Come a group of cars starting to pit. Marilainen has pit. Max is gaining time on the leader. Marilainen makes a huge mistake, comes out on the mediums. The rain has stopped for now. Track still damp, but we can see it's going to dry out a good bit. And that's definitely intermediate weather that we'll be running into as the race moves on. Whoa, what the heck just happened with Harrell? Harrell just went 9 million miles an hour. Did you see that? I know he had used some ERS, but that was massively OP'd the effect of that ERS. Ooh, we're at 24% wear. I should have pit right there. We're still 5 laps away from the intermediates. I think we need to pit and let's do to attack here. And we're going to pit this lap, and we're going to have to put on some super softs. 5 laps on those intermediates is going to be way too long, and there's no way they are going to the end. So Herta is going to give it his all this lap. Whoa, again, there. Did you see the Renault just fly through? Something is a little off about this track. Herta's going to be well behind Max. Good quick stop. I'm going to put you on push right away. And Herta out in last place. Max is in P18. Both cars down the order a good bit, but let's see what happens. A lot of cars are on the verge. They need to pit, otherwise they're going to lose a ton of time, and maybe we benefit from that. Max has just about caught up to Valdez and Fuoku, who are on intermediates this whole time, and not losing a ton of time, but definitely losing time. And those intermediates are extremely used now, as Verstappen has already caught up to Valdez. And let's use the ERS for a little help. Get that overtake done. There we go. And we actually gain more spots as we move up to P14, as Nakashita has pit. And Herta has overtaken... no, it's Harrell and Nakashita. So Herta up to P18, Verstappen up to P14. There you go. Max ready to make an overtaking move on Fuoku. Fuoku's using up all of his ERS to keep the position for now. We are going to have to back off on the fuel soon, but this will be the good time for that as everybody's stopping right now. And just like that, we're up to P11, P14, and nobody coming out on intermediates, but they're all going to have to pit soon for intermediates. So as long as we can make it that far, we're going to be in really good shape. Let's go ahead and conserve that fuel now. Leclerc's going to have to pit this lap. And they're fixing a problem, so Leclerc's going to drop down the order. Those on the mediums are just hanging on. We'll see if they actually put on the intermediates or if they too pit and come back out on dry tires. P10, P13. Leclerc all the way from first to potentially last. Prima's well down the order now as they've had to pit a second time. Those intermediates didn't last and the track dried out, so they, yeah, mediums. Nice. Verstappen, the one I'm worried about. Herta is definitely going to make it as long as he needs to go. Max 37% on the tire wear, and we've got about 2 laps to go. I think one more lap from now it should be raining at least, and it'll be intermediates till the end of the race. Alright, it's going to be quiet for a little bit. Let's speed things up. P10, P13 right now. Yeah, worn tires. Worn tires, 30%. I got you. There's the rain. Here's the rain. It is lap 17 now. P8, P13, intermediates coming on. Sainz Jr., Diaz Sanchez already pitting. Verstappen's going to have to pit probably this lap. Can I make it 12 laps? Oh yeah. Yeah, you can make it 12 laps. So Verstappen's going to pit this lap. It's earlier than I would want, but the tire wear dictates that it's time. Okay, let's put you back on a push even though we're still at minus 0.08, 0.09. And attack. Everything you got here. Ooh, maybe not attack. Let's push. It's damp. Herta's going to go one more lap, so let's go ahead and put you on push. That'll counter while you still save some fuel. Nordstrom pitting and putting on intermediates. Okay, neutral. And Max comes out in P16. It's not bad, not bad. Herta's gonna pit this time. Yes, yeah. This is the time. This is the time. This is the optimum time to pit. Let's put ×4 for a little bit. From P11, now you can see how much... Well, that's that same corner. I don't know what's going on with that corner and why a couple cars are crazy, crazy fast around that corner and nobody else is. I mean, they're gaining 0.3 of a second, 0.5 of a second every lap they hit that corner. Alright, so he comes out in P17, well behind his teammate, almost 10 seconds down. Again, that came down to tactics a little bit. Max, it actually worked out being on the super softs. Alright, so you can see we've got some fuel to save, but tire wear is good. Here we're going to go the opposite for a little bit. We are at 93%, so this lap I'm going to go ahead and use some ERS for Colton. Once we do that, then we'll switch back over to Max. We are now plus 0.20, so we're going to put him on push here in a little bit. Let's get ahead of this Ferrari, huh? Both Ferraris and both Primas in the bottom of the order. Valdez needs to pit again. A lot of cars need to pit here soon. It's now wet, so those on the intermediates are now at the advantage. They're going to be faster than the cars on the dry tires. As you can see, I was closing Harold down pretty quickly here. Alright, we're going to switch this up. There we go. And we'll ride with Harold a little bit longer here, so we can make this overtake happen and get us up to, oh, well, there you go. We'll still ride on board a little bit longer as we have 80% on the ERS. We'll use it again this lap. Ooh, there's a bunch of cars stopping. Up to P10, Max up to P7, as most everybody's stopping. Schumacher and Norris still have not stopped. Valdez is pitting right now, so they're going to come out on intermediates. Okay, Leclerc's going to have to stop soon. They're not going to make it to the end. Sainz Jr. pretty worn on their tires. Diaz Sanchez is pretty worn on their tires. Schumacher stopping this time. The Mercedes. We have just passed one of the Mercedes. That's how well we have done with our strategy in this race. P6 and P11 as Herta's going backwards, but that's because the Red Bull and Ferrari have made a move to get around him, and the gap that was 10 seconds is down to about 8.5. So Herta actually is pulling Max back a little bit here. Coming up behind us here is Giovinazzi, and wow, it's that same corner again. Giovinazzi, a little ERS, and somehow is just flying through there. Okay, Herta, we're going to push and push for a first time here. A little bit of both. Alright, so just about everybody should make it to the end of the race. Giovinazzi a little bit used. Sainz, Nordstrom, Diaz Sanchez all a little bit used. Now, we're close. Verstappen anyway is close. 60% though with 6 laps to go. Should just about make it to the end, and where we're at now on the dampness of the track should stay there roughly all the way until the end of the race. So the pace we're at right now is about the pace we should have the rest of the way. Max down to P8 as Lando Norris has got around the Mercedes, who was in the lead of this race, the one who was on pole. It's tough to re-overtake him, and I'm not going to make a major effort to make that happen, but we will use some ERS this time on the front straight. Alright, we didn't even put a gap between us and Margus. Oh, it's Margasov. I thought the car behind me was a Force India. And no, the Force Indias are in 1 and 3 right now. The Red Bulls are in 9 and 15. No wonder I couldn't pull away. But how are the... how are Force India in 1 and 3. There was no tactical genius woo moment here. They were both on mediums. That's why. There's 4 cars at the front that have made one stop. They're all on medium compound tires. Nice. Max hangs on to the position for now. Meanwhile, Herta's still P11 and actually still closing that gap to Max Verstappen. So he is definitely faster than Max right now. And Max is going to drop down to P9. Just a handful of laps to go. Let's check back in with Colton Herta, who's got a bit of racing room in front and behind. With Margasov around Verstappen, there's only one car between us now. It's Joseph Newgarden in the Ferrari. 3 laps to go for Nordstrom, Bo Nordstrom. I don't know how Force India with the 7th best car, as we now have the 8th best car, and they're almost identical as we've been swapping back and forth between us, how them, with drivers that are not as good as my drivers, how they keep ending up at the front of the field and driving away. Don't understand how that keeps happening, but it does. Newgarden has gone around Max Verstappen, so we are now P10 and P11. Engine wear 18% for Herta. Yeah, I already cut you. Should make it to the end. Newgarden's got a problem as well, but still faster. 2 laps remaining, but we still have a little more than 2 to go. Max 32% on the tire wear. Should make it. And somebody's stopping. Somebody is stopping. It is Giovinazzi. Giovinazzi didn't make it. 2 laps to go and pitting. We will make it though. But it's going to help if we go to neutral for Max in P9. Herta now P10. You could probably go back to push and push the rest of the way. Not attack, but at least push. Fuel's getting close, 0.08, but I think you'll just about make it through that last lap. Final lap of the race, and somehow Force India is going to have 2 cars on the podium without so much as a sniff at any sort of secret, anything other than the one-stop strategy just working out for them. They drove on mediums and drove fast. I don't know if that was the bonus they procured during practice. Maybe that's what it was. Somebody's a tactical genius over there at Force India, and actually, like in real life, they are punching well above their weight. Max Verstappen, meanwhile, though, catching 2 cars ahead. And it's the last lap, and we can attack here. We can attack. We're going to attack around the end. It looks like we're going to get past the Renault here for P8. Oh, come on, Max. ERS going on full attack, and you could not get past the Renault of Diaz Sanchez and takes P9. Herta takes P10 though, so both cars in the points. Both cars in the points, that's good. 3 valuable points for us, though it could have been better. And how in the world Force India has done it again is just shocking. Mercedes 4 and 5. The 2-stop strategy not working out. The 1-stop definitely working out for those who were able to pull it off. Clearly on the mediums and then intermediates to the end of the race. But that was just crazy how they managed to make that work. I'm a little over time here, so we are going to wrap things up quickly. Max, his strategy worked out a bit better than Herta's. Those on the mediums, those on the mediums did make it work. Was there anyone else who was on mediums? Oh, okay. Well, there's your explanation on why those cars are the top three. Diaz, Sanchez as well, but they were just slower than the others. But the 4 cars who started the race on the mediums, I don't know if it's because they have an amazing forecast center and they saw when that rain was coming or what, but those cars, absolutely, it paid off to run the race on mediums as long as you could. I would have done that had I seen the rain doing what it was going to do, but we were a few laps in before I caught that. Force India, that's going to move them well up the order as they scored 40 points today. I'm proud of 3. They got 40. So Bo Nordstrom in 3rd place, 51 points out of the race championship lead. That's something. That is something. And meanwhile, Esteban Ocon scores 15 points and matches Herta in the tiebreaker, going to Ocon with the podium there. P8, P12. Margasov's the next one. That's going to be hard. Carlos Sainz should be easier, but Sainz keeps doing well and moves up to 6th place, 100 points now. 131. Ferrari is that next closest, 14 points ahead. Williams ahead of them. That's Ferrari in P5 in the Constructors. Force India in P3, and there is only 1 point separating Mercedes from Red Bull in the championship right now. We are nearly 50 points clear of the Toro Rosso, more than that of McLaren, and then Renault and Primo way behind now. So I think we are just about secure in our position. And I don't think I have enough to overtake Ferrari, but you never know. 14 points, that's not a major margin. Could happen. But it looks like we're going to be finishing most likely in P6 this season. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer, and remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.